Welcome to Sajine Clarity Podcast, a space to explore our clarity journey from survival to authenticity. I'm Sajine, and here we dive into the raw truth of breaking free from the expectations we've grown up with, rediscovering our voices, and thriving after life's challenges. But this isn't just about my story, it's about life, from relationships and self-discovery to the messy, beautiful questions we all face. No topic is off limits here. So if you're ready to embrace courage, healing, and living life on your own terms, you're in the right place. Let's connect. Let's grow. Welcome to the journey. Before we dive in, a quick disclaimer. This podcast is for informational and inspirational purposes only. I'm not a licensed therapist, counselor, or medical professional, and the content shared here is based on the personal experiences and insights. If you're facing significant challenges, please seek the support of a qualified professional. Remember, your journey is unique, and you deserve the care and guidance that is right for you. Today, I bring you the show titled, "You Were Never Selfish for Protecting Yourself. You were conditioned to accept less." What if the very thing you were taught to feel guilty about was actually the thing meant to save you? In this deeply healing episode, we unpack the truth about boundaries, self-protection, and the silent damage caused by staying too long in places that slowly break us down. For years, many of us were conditioned to believe that protecting ourselves was selfish, that walking away was wrong, and that enduring pain somehow made us good. But here's the truth. You were never meant to become what hurts you. We talk about why mirroring toxic behaviors disconnects you from your true self, how constant emotional damage rewires your belief in what you deserve, the hidden control behind people who provoke reactions out of you, why silence with boundaries is one of the most powerful responses you can give, the emotional exhaustion of over-explaining yourself just to be understood. If you ever question your worth, stayed too long, or felt like you had to justify your pain, this episode is your turning point because your worth was never up for debate, and it's time to reclaim your dignity. So, we were taught that protecting ourselves was selfish. I don't know how many times I had to hear that. Oh, you're always thinking about yourself. Oh, you just don't love me. Oh, yeah, no, that's not going to fly. You need to keep working this way. No, I think our religion or God does not accept this because we are to serve and be there for others. I think that was the most painful thing in my life. Knowing that I was always being told that I was selfish. But there was never anything for me. And I thought to myself, how can I be selfish if I'm not giving myself anything? I'm just giving everything to everybody. It was not a happy place to be, whether it was in school, family, work, around my neighborhood, anything. I didn't like it. But what if staying in harm's way is what was actually costing us everything? I've always been taught that I should never be a quitter, that I should always endure because the fruit would be at the end. But what I didn't know is that you endure and stay when things are aligning with you and it's for something that benefits you and others, right? But the problem is with these people or individuals, it was just always benefiting them and never me. I don't know if you felt this way, but if you have, I'm here to say that I'm here for you. You know, something that I was thinking is sometimes if you stay too long in a relationship, what happens when it's toxic? You lose yourself. When you go to church and you stay too long, what happens? You lose yourself. You stay at a job for so long, and no matter how well you do, they always say that there's something wrong with you. So you stay. And I feel like anytime we overstay something that is not right for us, it starts chipping away at our self-esteem, confidence, at the ability for us to even trust. And it's terrible because by the time you find out, something must have happened to you, or, things get taken away from you. And then you're left to basically nurse yourself back, to what you knew you used to be. And when you start analyzing everything that was taken away from you, you will actually see what was done. The cost is super high because all those years of life cannot come back. So let's see what we can do, right? There's the lie we were taught, society conditioning. Be nice, be patient, be understanding. Especially for women, endurance equals virtue. How this leads to self-abandonment? I was always told to be nice. You know how many times I heard that dang word? Be nice. Be sweet. Be humble. Be patient. I hate being patient. And not because I'm impatient. It's because I think the patience that I had to endure, and I know many of you can understand this, was astronomical. It basically meant, no, you're not going to get it. So stop whining. And because I'm going to make you feel like you're whining. And I'm going to make you feel like you don't deserve anything. Because it's only about me, me, me. Then we had to be understanding. When were they ever nice to us? When were they patient with us? When were they understanding with us? If you notice, that was the main missing key. Everybody got what they wanted. They were respected. But you never got it. So what are we going to do? Protecting yourself is not selfish. It's self-respect. That is something that I've been working on amazingly, is self-respect. I never thought about it. It was always respect everybody else, but you never respected yourself. Have you noticed that? And you lied to yourself. Not because you were mean to yourself, it's because they made you think that only them was the main character in the whole thing. So let's start seeking that self-respect for ourselves. And the only way we're going to do that is when we start loving ourselves, respecting ourselves, and putting boundaries up. Another thing that I thought about is why you can't become what hurt you. This is important because many of us were hurt. And some people want revenge. They want justice. They want it to be gone. You name it. But this is the one that's the hardest. Mirroring toxic behavior equals losing identity as well. If you're going to become the same thing that hurts you, then they've won. Because now they've recruited somebody onto their side. And now you're losing your identity once again. Identity should never be lost. It's what makes you who you are, an amazing individual. Not for others, but for yourself. Think about it. You deserve to know who you are. Then we say, if I act like them, I win. Actually, you lose yourself again. If you're going to try to devalue, to manipulate, to hurt, now you're trying to hurt them, but now you're hurting yourself too. And they won because they figure if I can't hurt you, I'm going to get you to hurt yourself through me. I know it's insidious. It's not something that anybody wants, but it happens. Please don't lose yourself. You work so hard to know who you are, to not go about and lose it again. Their goal? Control your reactions. Every day. I think that is the one thing that I have placed in my heart is remember they're always trying to control your reactions. The moment that they can control your reactions, you've lost your control over your whole well-being. Because now they're like, I know what to do. And they're going to lose it. It's not okay. I'm not saying it's correct what they're doing, but they're setting you up. Many of these individuals have cameras, recording devices, people, cameras, you name it, because they're trying to show people that you're the issue. While they wipe their hands out of all the control that they've been doing. So what is your power? Choose who you remain to be in this beautiful world. There's something about me that now I enjoy so many things that I took for granted for so long. And maybe I can say it wasn't to take for granted. It was because I was in survival mode. So then you're also in this dream state that you want everything to be a beautiful thing. And you don't see that you're lacking or lagging behind, something's dragging behind, and you need to say, wait a minute, I can't do this. So, you don't heal by becoming the person who hurt you. You heal by refusing to become them. I'm not going to say to forget what happened to you because that would be so disrespectful to you. Because I think everybody should be heard and have something corrected in their lives so they're not in pain. But the moment we become them, it's over as well. So the hidden damage of staying too long. What happens? There's constant emotional harm, which rewires your brain. I'm telling you, now that I'm healing, I've had to rewire my brain and create new neural pathways so I can be someone better. And not for others, but for me, my God, and others. I think it's beautiful to be able to do that. So you begin to question, do I deserve better? I've been saying that here for a few weeks. I'm like, do I deserve better? Do I deserve this? And every time I come back and I say, yes, I deserve a whole lot better. I always did. And there's nothing selfish about that. And then you think, is this just how life is? It's unfortunate that a lot of people that I know will tell me, oh, that's just how they are. That's just how they are. I refuse to believe that all men or even women are this way. Because if not, I believe the whole world would go down. And I don't know, we're getting there. But in the meantime, I'm going to find somebody who can respect me and be kind. So we have to think, are we normalizing the confusion? This is not weakness. This is conditioning. I can tell you right now, as a Christian, I've heard if it's confusing or part of confusion, that is not good. That is not of God. Because we need to be able to know what's going on. We need to know how to guide ourselves, how to protect ourselves, how to guide and protect others. But if it's always being taken away from you, then what do? Right? So stop explaining yourself. Over-explaining equals seek permission to exist. Nah, you already deserve to exist. People who misunderstand you often begin from misunderstanding you. And you better bet it that they are intended in misunderstanding you because they don't really care what you think. You don't need to defend your healing. Nope. Your healing is for you, no one else. If people get upset, well, you know what? That's okay. If they want to say you're crazy, well, okay. You know what? I can heal, but at the same time, you don't have the right to say those words to me. If you want to continue talking to me, then you'll need to respect me. As simple as that. So, clarity doesn't require an audience. Always remember that. Get it out there. Boundaries and silence equals power. So silence is not weakness, it's control. Boundaries without performance, walking away without closure from them. So, few examples. Instead of arguing, disengage. Just stop, walk away. Instead of explaining, decide. You don't need to be like, oh, I did this because of this and this and that. No, you say, I did this because I know it's good. You don't need to explain it. Instead of proving, protect, right? Many good things. So reclaiming your worth. You didn't deserve what happened. Your past choices do not justify someone else's harm. You are allowed to outgrow environments that tolerate your pain. Remember that. You're allowed to outgrow environments that tolerated your pain. So, your worth was never up for debate. You were just surrounded by people who benefited from you believing it was. All right, so let's get our paper and pens or our journals. These are the 5 journal prompts for deep healing. 1. Where in my life did I confuse endurance with love? 2. What behaviors have I tolerated that I would never accept from someone I love? 3. When did I start questioning my worth, and who benefited from that? 4. What would it look like to protect myself without guilt? Oh my gosh, I would love that. 5. What do I truly deserve if I stop minimizing my needs? You have needs. Go and get them. Go get the stuff to help you. Now go ahead, sit down, lay down, or just be. This is going to be our little guided meditation to reclaiming worth and releasing guilt. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and release. You spent so much time holding everything together, explaining, enduring, questioning yourself. But in this moment, you don't have to prove anything. Breathe in Allow yourself to feel what it's like to be safe within yourself. You're not selfish for needing peace. You're not wrong for walking away from what hurt you. Now gently ask yourself, what do I deserve? Without fear speaking. Let the answer come without judgment. You deserve respect. You deserve calm. You deserve to not have to shrink to be accepted. Now imagine a version of you who no longer explains, who no longer chases understanding, who simply chooses themselves. Feel that strength. Feel that clarity. And repeat quietly, I'm allowed to protect myself. I'm allowed to walk away. My worth is not up for debate. Stay here, just breathing. And when you're ready, gently come back. All right, let's go ahead and gently wiggle our toes, open our eyes, wiggle our fingers on our hands, and come out of our beautiful meditation. Thank you so much for joining me tonight or this morning. I truly hope that something in this episode reached you, grounded you, or gave you the clarity you've been needing. If this spoke to your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who might need it, right? They might be gently going through the same thing. And if you're on this journey with me, learning, healing, and reclaiming who you are, make sure you follow, subscribe, and stay connected. Because we're not just talking about healing here, we're living it, one step at a time. I'll see you in the next episode.